Hi, welcome to Park Winters. We're so happy to talk about our bed and breakfast. A lot of you see our videos of the food that we make, the food that we serve, and all the gardens that we share with you. But did you know that you can actually stay at our bed and breakfast and immerse yourself in this experience? Today we're going to show you highlights of what an experience at staying at our bed and breakfast would be like, and hopefully you all can come and stay and experience this for yourselves.
Yes, and this time of year we're very, I would say, private event focused on the weekends. And so while we're open year round at Park Winters, we are a little seasonal when it comes to the inn. And so if you see us on social media, you're seeing a lot about weddings, private events, all kinds of events, because our inn is open more during the week. But we're really excited because as of yesterday, we just opened the entire availability calendar. So starting Black Friday, all through December, all through the holidays, January, February, that's when our weekend availability opens up. And where guests can come, they can spend the weekend. Sometimes it's just a couple wanting to have a romantic getaway. And then other times, multiple couples. There's only 4 rooms here. And so you're pretty much guaranteed privacy and exclusivity. And so sometimes it's just that one couple. Sometimes groups of friends will buy the place out and have all 4 rooms. Either way, we love it here because of the gardens and just if people can unplug if they just want to really relax, or for those who are more active, within a very short drive of here, there's anything from world-renowned golf course, day spas, there's hiking. It's just a really cool area. So now we'll go ahead and take you inside. Once guests arrive, we always try to take them through the front door first. So the inn was built in 1865. It was built by the Scott family, which is the same family that Scottsdale, Arizona is named after. It used to be 22,000 acres, but now it's down to 10 acres, but still surrounded by the same thousands of acres of protected farmland. So this main level we characterize a lot like hotel lobby, where guests can come in, they can relax in here, read a book, and just really enjoy the architecture. There's lots of antiques in here. All the chandeliers are antique. Rafael, of course, is responsible for all of the decor and all the, just really anything design-wise you did yourself.
I really love historic homes and I love working on historic projects. And usually when I'm working on a project, they speak to me and they guide me on like which way to go with design, etc. But the truth of the matter is that we actually had to wait 10 years before we could actually give this place a cosmetic fixer. And for 10 years, I had to stare at this tragic carpet that was going up the stairs because...
Well, the carpet had been here 30 years prior to us getting here.
Yes, I hate to admit it. And it was just neutral, but I couldn't look at it any longer. And so about 3 years ago, we painted and we did some things that enhanced the experience. So now we're finally proud of it. One of the things that I'm really proud of is when you come in here and you look up this stairway, you can see this beautiful coffered ceiling. And the paint is from Farrow and Ball, and that is the color of the wings from beetles, and it's called beetle black. And that color is like a dark charcoal gray, but it's the color of beetles' wings. And then we painted all these staircases black and put this beautiful runner that is tapered on the edges, and it takes you up, and it's sleek. It's not very, it doesn't really lean into your eyes, and you can just go up there, and it's easy on the eyes. And so just some of the fixes that I'll show you really are what I feel like have enhanced the experience. And it was a very smart thing to do because after all, people want to stay in nice spaces. And so we've done everything we could to do that.
Oh yeah, even like this banister at the bottom. So when guests check in, we'll show them the area, and then we'll walk them upstairs and show them the amenities of the room. But I cannot ever walk past this without admiring and just remembering that this is all made by hand, 1865, still in its full glory. So beautiful.
I always say that necessity is the mother of invention. And while we have some really beautiful furniture here, some of it is actually from our previous home in San Francisco. And a lot of our furniture here has been gifted to us by people that love us. And right here in front of us is this beautiful piece that was given to us by our neighbors. And I mean, can you believe that these people gave us this beautiful piece of furniture? It is such a beautiful piece, and every time I see it, I think of them. So this house, not only are the furnishings in this house remind me of people, but also when I see certain plants and trees, I think of people because most of it has been either gifted to us, suggested to us, but it's really nice. And then like this gorgeous lamp I picked up from a friend at her place, and it's this really cool, sweet little historic lamp. It puts a smile on my face. And all of the flowers that we use come from the Park Winters Flower Farm. So these are dried cardoons, dried lavender. And we've learned along the way because we used to spend a lot of time and energy getting fresh flowers every week, etc. And it only took me 12 years to realize that I could switch to dry florals and cut back on that fresh flower budget. Because even though we're growing the fresh flowers, there still takes time, energy, and paying someone to do that, to put in the fresh flowers. And now we have these beautiful arrangements that last for weeks and months. And so we're filling a lot of our decor with gorgeous dried flowers. Like, look at how sweet, like these straw flowers, just in a vessel. They're there. We don't have to worry about decorating the spot. And then see how sweet this is? These are Love in a Mist Nigella pods and beautiful royal velvet lavender. And it sits there, and it doesn't have to be this thing where every week we're running to do fresh flowers because the guests are coming, and so we have them throughout the inn. We also have furniture from our previous home, like this white sofa that has gorgeous acrylic legs. I remember buying this coffee table. This coffee table, everyone has something to say about it, and I remember we bought it at a place on Polk Street. And I wish I would have bought 10 of them because everybody wants one.
Yeah, I actually agree with Rafael. One, I love the acrylic legs, and I also love the history. Like, because we had a lot of really amazing memories in San Francisco. We were there since 2001. So believe it or not, I think we've had this maybe for about 20 years, has been reupholstered since then. But one of the things we like to do is on days when we're not booked with a private event or a day where we don't have guests staying, like say a random Tuesday possibly, is kind of pretend like we live here. And so we'll come over here and we'll have a seat, we'll have some coffee, or just come over, we'll watch the sunset, and we just walk around and think, because for the first 145 years, this was a private home. It was the Scotts, and then there was a couple of other families. We're just the fourth family in 160 years to be stewards of this land. And so walking around thinking, wow, like people actually used to live here, is really fun for us.
When you come here, check out these really cool old windows. They still have the ropes. So they have ropes, and then there's these weights that are inside behind the moldings. And one of the fascinating things about these old houses that I discovered is that heat rises. And if you just have windows that go bottom up, you still have heat at the top of the room. But by lowering the top panels, you get all the breeze to come through the house. And so when you're here, look for these windows. And also, when you sit here, I can hear the sound of the fountain in the background. So that in itself is so relaxing and enjoyable. It's just something so simple that it will just take you back in time, and you can sit here and play cards or catch up with your family member or friend. So it's really very invigorating. And also, because you're in such privacy, one thing that we've discovered is that privacy is one of the biggest luxuries, because usually wherever we are, there's the dynamics of other people laying by the pool or the other people in the lobby of a place. But because we're in an intimate place, our guests get to be in an intimate setting without all the other dynamics of other folks, which in turn just make it more special for them and their families and during their stay.
So as we were mentioning, just so many amazing memories here from people staying the night to having their events. And so we have this guest book that we have had here since the day we opened. It starts with actually our anniversary, August 25th, 2012, and it just goes on and on and on. So many just beautiful weddings, all kinds of events. Some of them are artists, and some of them are in different languages, which is always fun to see. But it's like we're up to 2019 now. And it just really, it gives us so much joy to look at this. Like, as Raphael was saying, there's people who come here for um, not just their special occasions, but also to heal, where they might be going through some kind of medical condition or whatever the case is, and there's some kind of healing energy here that we really love to share with our guests as well. So this is always, if we ever need a reminder of why we're doing what we're doing, we come to the guest book and remind ourselves. And then when you stay here, of course, we would love for you to participate in our guest book so we can have the memories of your stay as well.
One of the things that I love about this kitchen is that it's very bright. And back when I used to sell real estate in San Francisco, and I would describe homes with bright light as happy homes, because homes that have bright natural light are a happy home. And we have really tall windows that bring in the light from outside. I think it's a primal feeling that we all have because we're all originally, spend a lot of time outside. Our ancestors, had that in their DNA. And now we live in more modern times where we're indoors, but I feel like we still crave for having the outside inside. And so when the light comes through and you're in the natural daylight and you're seeing nature still while you're indoor enjoying the creature comforts of air conditioning, it's still very comforting. And that's one of the things I love about this room. What do you
Oh yeah,
like?
well, and it's also one of those things where it's other than the overnight rooms upstairs, it's no accident that there are no window coverings anywhere else throughout the entire inn, and so it's a little unique in that. But that is the main reason. Is even in any other houses that we've lived in, we do not do window coverings unless they are absolutely necessary. And another thing we love about this house and just is again the history. A lot of these windows are original from 1865, and so we will oftentimes think of the original people who lived here and that they looked through these windows and so many things they would never have dreamed of, phones, electricity, just the things that we take for granted today on a day-to-day basis. And so just that. Just how things have changed so much is really cool to see the history.
I mean, if you think about it, this place was built in 1865, and there's so many stories and seasons and things that happened historically since 1865. People used to come here in a horse and carriage and
Yep.
then march past this house into what is the flower barn now because we moved it when we built our event barn. But just knowing the history of this place and being in it and also feeling some of the snapshots of the past. And when you sort of like blink and think of like, wow, these people had to actually go and dry their clothes outside on a line. They didn't have washers and dryers and things like that. And so it's really fun to just sort of stay aware and have that in the back of our minds that while we're enjoying this place in the modern creature comforts, that there were people who had no air conditioning.
Absolutely. And then you think 100 years from now, with AI and all the things that are coming, people will look back at this and think, "Wow, can you believe they used to do their own laundry?" Or whatever the case is. Like, so it's just history's fun.
Yeah, I think that the way that they had air conditioning essentially was they would take these windows top down and then, maybe put a cold rag around their neck or on their back and just sit there and let the breeze hopefully
Yeah,
cool them off
deal with
because
it.
there was no other option. And it's really interesting and it's cool to listen to our inner voice and see the way that the property speaks to you. So if you want to immerse yourself in a feeling like that, we are the place to come to because what you won't see is a lot of people. It'll just be you and your friends or your family. And this place only has 4 rooms, and they are large and they are comforting and they are comfortable. And I hope that you will gift yourself that feeling someday.
Absolutely.
One of my favorite rooms in the bed and breakfast is this library. I really love it. It has a soothing powder blue walls. All the walls are powder blue, and the ceiling is a high gloss powder blue. And we also have really cool artwork. And also, we covered all of our books with a powder blue Tiffany paper, and just to be fun. And it's a really cool room to get away because it's away from all the other rooms. It's a private living room. There's a sofa and a couple chairs and a desk to write. And there's also some wonderful artwork from some friends. This particular painting is from our good friend Jamie Madison. I think she's a brilliant artist. And this is a nighttime painting of almonds. And we have tons of almond groves growing in Yolo County. And I just love her eye. I love how she exaggerates the shadows. And every time I see this painting, I think of Jamie.
My favorite part about the entire inn is the balcony. I love the library, but just what makes it even better is right off the library is this beautiful balcony. I personally do, I don't know, 10 to 15 tours every week, from inn guests who are checking in to event guests who are looking at the property. And this is always where I end the tour. I feel like it is the perfect representation of relaxation, where guests can enjoy, but it also gives the most beautiful aerial view of the gardens, the fountain, this 160-year-old pecan tree, which I often refer to as the tree of life. It is the most beautiful anchor to the property, but then gives a nice, very inviting view of the pool area, the downstairs dinner spot. I could be out here all day long just enjoying. And the great thing about this balcony too is that it's north facing, and so it's in the shade all day long. So you have the view of the sun and you can see it. It's bright, but here you're just nice and comfortable in the shade.
Yeah, like if you have a book that you've been wanting to read and you want to get away from everyone in the world, this sofa and the chairs, it's a really great place to be. And it's just going to be you and the birds. And so I invite you to come and experience Park Winters. Take in the joy and the magic of nature. The weather is sensational. And we'd love to meet you. So I want to thank everyone for letting us show you our place. We hope you are enjoying yourself, being creative or playing in the garden. And we look forward to meeting you.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching.